Hi everyone, this is Luxtos, and today I'm bringing you a WeakAuras update video. Right, so we are updating the Warrior WeakAuras. I know I already updated them for Phase 2 with PvP talents, but I had also to update them for what I did for the Shaman update, right? So this is a new design philosophy that I'm trying out. I'm using a lot more bars as tracker. I think it's a little bit more visually helpful, and I'm also tracking active aura. Instead of being in the specific group, they're going to overlay over each specific cooldown, right? So this is going to be a quick rambling video that I'm recording live right now on Twitch, and we're just going to go at it, right? I'm just going to show you what are the changes for all three specs, and you guys can see if you like it or not, pretty much, right? So we're going to go in combat right here. First of all, you're not going to notice a lot of difference, except that you don't see the whirlwind icon anymore. It's now the enrage icon. So whenever I enrage is going to light up, it's going to start blinking, and it's going to have those little pixels all over it, letting you know that it's currently active. I think that's going to be a little bit more helpful like that. But Whirlwind now is tracked as 2 resources bar here at the bottom. So whenever you use one of them, it goes away, and if you use the second one, it goes away. I think this makes it a little bit more easy to track a charging system as 2 different bar. Of course, Raging Blow has 2 charges, but I think it's not as necessary to see how many charges are left, since we have the glowing system letting you know if you should use it or not, right? So this is a little bit more convenient, I think, so we're able to see quickly at first glance if we have remaining cleave from Whirlwind or not, right? So I really like this new system a lot. Of course, if you press Siegebreaker, now you get the new animation over it, and that is for every single ability, right? So if you use any of your ability, they start flashing and glowing, letting you know that they're active. This is going to reduce the amount of icon that you have into the specific group. So things are going to be moving a little bit less. It's going to be a little bit more clean, and it's going to be only used for pretty much outside the cooldown, outside your major rotation, right? It's going to be the same thing for active cooldown, right? They're going to glow and flash here at the bottom, letting you know that they're active instead of populating all that stuff up here. So I think that's a big improvement. Of course, it's gonna be working for all the talents and all the PvP talents, so you guys are gonna see all of that good stuff. Fury Slash is still going to be a bar at the bottom. I decided to do a little bit differently now. So if you press it once, it's gonna blink, letting you know you should probably stack it again, right? If you hit it twice, well, you still need to hit it, because the priority is to have 3 stacks. As soon as you hit 3 stacks, it's gonna stop glowing, letting you know that you should probably move on to something else, right? But as soon as it's about to fall off, which is gonna happen very rarely if you're doing just a regular fight, because you're gonna be using Fury Slash as a filler, well, it's gonna go back to its full duration, and you're gonna be able to keep doing what you're doing with your regular rotation, right? So you're gonna be able to see it flash whenever it's not to 3 stacks or whenever it's about to fall off. So I think that is pretty cool. Everything else is still pretty much the same, right? So we're going to go in arms real quick here. So there is not much difference on all those specs, but I think I did some just overall major, some minor improvements. Sorry. We're going to go in combat. There you go. So it's the same exact thing, except that all these animation are going to be a little bit more straightforward. So you still have your swing timer as arm, obviously, and the same thing was applied for all of the cooldowns for arms, right? The exact same thing. Rend is still a bar at the bottom, so if you're spectant to Rend and you apply it, it's going to be right there. As soon as it's about to fall off, you're going to see it flash, letting you know that you should probably refresh it, right? There you go. So that's going to be, I think, a little bit more easier to see. Everything else has been updated, of course, for all the different talents and all of the PvP talents. Okay, let's go into protection real quick. I think this is where I think that the changes are going to be a little bit more helpful. I decided to split Shield Block and Ignore Pain into 2 groups, making them both available. So you see your charges right up here when you press it, but then you get this full bar letting you know the duration remaining as well as the cooldown. Whenever you activate Shield Block, it will pixelate around, letting you know that it's currently active, but you will also see the bar at the bottom right there, letting you know its duration. Same thing for Ignore Pain, right? So right now, Ignore Pain and both Shield Block are active. You're going to see two different bar letting you know that they're both active. There isn't any second on it just to remove some cluster. I don't think you really need to know exactly to the last second. It's pretty easy to see, I think, right over on the bar whenever it's about to fall off. It is a little bit more visually helpful, I would say, than having both of them stack at once. And that's going to be pretty cool. Of course, some cool changes, like having a casting bar, are now available for Warrior. Even though you're not casting anything, if you're going to use your Hearthstone, your mount, or anything, it's going to be telling you what spell you're casting. This is going to allow you to remove your casting bar from your interface if you do wish so. If you're not interested in this feature, it's pretty easy to remove. You guys can simply go ahead, check for the Warrior resources, go into the appropriate rage bar, and there is a trigger number 2 here. Sorry, the number 1 trigger is status cast player. Simply remove it, simply delete the cast name, and you're done if you don't want the casting bar, right? So it's going to be pretty easy to figure out. Okay, so that's it for all the new changes for Warrior. If you guys are interested in getting them, make sure you update to the latest version of WeakAuras. I cannot stress this enough. WeakAuras update very regularly now. There's a full team. There's a lot of people working on it, and they find new ideas, new feature to add every day. So make sure you update to 2.10.10 minimum. This is the version that I'm currently recording at right now, and I'm going to upload those on Wago using 2.10.10, which means you at least minimum need this version and upward. Otherwise, you're going to have some issue. Since this is some minor tweaking, you can go ahead and import over. It should detect that you already have it, and then you can select import, and it's going to do everything on its own. If you want a clean install, you can always delete children and group and import again, and that should work. But yet again, if you have modification like size, and so you decided to group scale things, or you decided to move some stuff around, what you can simply do, just like I said, is go on Wago, click the copy string, right? And when you import it into WeakAuras, you simply don't delete the old one, simply import it again, and it's going to let you know that you already have it. It's going to ask you if you want to make a copy of it or if you want to update the current version. If you select update, it's going to ask you exactly what you want to update. Then you can unselect, group scaling and resizing, positioning, and all that good stuff, and it should not affect what you modified. So yeah, that was a really short video. I just wanted to show you guys all the cool new updates I've done for Warrior. I plan to do the same for all the new Phase 2, and then we'll proceed into doing the Phase 2 for all remaining classes. So if you guys love my content, you enjoy it, you want to support me, I'm streaming on Twitch. I'm actually streaming on Twitch right now, okay? So, well, I'm maybe not going to be streaming when you're going to be watching this, but I'm streaming very often, 6 days a week. If you guys want to come check me out on Twitch, it helps me a lot. Just drop me a follow, come chat with the community. That's the most awesome thing that you guys can do for me. Otherwise, you can always subscribe to my YouTube channel, leave a like, and also leave a comment. Tell me if you like it. If you don't, what would you like to see next? All of that good stuff. So that is it for me, guys. Until then, good luck in BFA.